Okay, here I am. I've already been swimming this morning. I'm back home. I am going to tackle this Dalgona coffee. So let me get the ingredients in first, okay? And then I'll talk about what it is and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so we need 2 tablespoons of sugar. 1, 2... Okay, this recipe, the proportions are 1 to 1 to 1. You know what? Let me put this up on top of here. Kind of raise it up so you can see it better. Okay, we need 2 tablespoons of instant coffee. And I'll tell you about why it has to be instant coffee in just a minute. Okay, now we need 2 tablespoons of hot water. Let me move this a second. I'm going to get that hot water from my Pixie machine. Okay, whoops. Okay, it's giving me 3 tablespoons, so... All right. Now, this is the first time I'm doing this, okay? Okay, 1 tablespoon. Whoops. 2 tablespoons. Okay, it's a little bit over. All right, now I'm going to take my, put it together the right way, my handy dandy, what is this, hand blender, whisk. I got the whisk attachment. Okay, you know what? Let me sort of mix this up a little bit, get that sugar mixed in. All right, now, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I thought I would wear a shirt that if I got stuff splattered on it, I could quick wash it off. And if that happens, I may have to get off of this live. But let me get this going, and then I'll talk to you about Dalgona coffee, why we use these ingredients, and other information. Okay, it's splattering out a little bit. Okay, how am I gonna do this? Gosh, you know, instead of this dish towel being underneath everything, I have an idea. I'm gonna kind of do this. All right, can I do it so that you can see? I don't want to end up whisking the whole dish. No, I don't think I can. All right, I do this a little while, and when it starts to thicken up, here, you can see already it's increasing in volume. So I guess it would have been better to use a sort of taller, deeper vessel. Oh, look, Sylvia made Dalgona coffee this morning, and she didn't let us see anything. She hid it all behind a dish towel. So when you use this, you just push the button and you hold the button. There's a turbo button, but I'll just use the regular one. Okay, so what is Dalgona coffee? Oh, look. Okay, this is going fast. I thought this was going to take a really long time because I watched people do it on a whole bunch of videos, including one poor man who whisked it up by hand. Took him like 3 or 4 minutes. Ooh. Wow, it's almost ready. Okay, so actually Dalgona coffee is not really coffee. It's really milk with a whipped coffee topping. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Okay, you know what? Okay, first of all, I'm gonna taste this. All right, so let me take everything down here. I need to get some milk with ice in it. Oh, whoops. You still there? Here I am again without a cup. All right, do I have a see-through one? Here, this is a nice see-through one. Okay, let me get some ice. I can use my ice today from my new refrigerator. Okay, there's some ice. Let me get some milk. Okay, is that too much ice? I have no idea. I've never made this. So as I said, Dalgona Coffee, or Cafe Dalgona, is actually, seems like a lot of ice. There, that's better. It's actually iced milk with a coffee topping. Okay, so there's some nice iced oat milk, right? And now, this is the fun part. This is the part where everybody says, ooh, I want to make that. Okay, let me take the whisk. How do I get this off? Uh-oh. Oh, there. It's easier than it seems. Okay. So, I'm going to put this back up here. You can see how thick that is. It's not dripping off at all. Okay, so here's my milk. What should I do with this? I should put this in the sink. All right. Let me just put this in the sink. There we go. Okay, so what you're supposed to do is this. And see, it floats on top. Okay, now, this is all I'm gonna, that is all I'm gonna put in, okay? Doesn't that look kind of yummy? And the reason I'm not, just really filling it up with this stuff is because it's got, even though it's got that sugar in it, that instant coffee is very prominent. It's a little bit bitter. But what I'm hoping is that when it gets mixed in with the milk and it still looks pretty on top. Let me give you a view from the top here. So see, it's still like that. Now, I'm thinking that when I drink this, it's going to be good. It looks good. We'll see. All right, so now if I make this again, by the way, 2 tablespoons of sugar has 54 calories. Or is it 49? Alexa, how many calories in 2 tablespoons of sugar?
2 tablespoons of sugar has 98 calories.
Uh-oh. 98 calories. I guess I was telling you how many were in 1, which would be 49. Okay. So, you got to answer the question. Do you want this? You know how you can buy things in 100-calorie packets? So essentially, this is your 100-calorie packet for the day. Let me take one more taste. See if it's going to be worth 100 calories out of my day. It's kind of tasty. It would be even better with cow's milk. Oh, let me take one more taste, or with a higher fat milk. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna have to think about this. Okay, so the reason that you need to use instant coffee is because if you use just regular coffee as the liquid, it's going to be too dilute. Also, the coffee has stuff in it that causes it to be able to foam up. Both the coffee and the sugar do that. So the coffee's got to be concentrated. This is what I have read, okay? So if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, okay? Some scientist out there or something. What I read is that when you're whipping it, air bubbles form, and the coffee and sugar, and no, I think it's just the coffee, enables those bubbles to be coated so that they'll stick around, they won't just burst. Well, anyway, regardless, I don't really care how it happens. I just know that it does happen, and you got to have the instant coffee to be concentrated enough, the sugar to make it sweet, because otherwise it would be totally unpalatable. 2 tablespoons of instant coffee granules in 2 tablespoons of water. Ugh. Anyhow, so this is, I believe, comes from Korea and that area of the world. They make sort of whipped up coffees with sugar in them. And actually the name Dalgona doesn't mean anything. Back like, I don't know, a couple hundred years ago or something like that, 100 years ago, some European guy had this coffee, I think maybe in Korea or someplace like that, and the name of it, the closest he could come to the pronunciation, was Dalgona. So that's what it was called ever since. Anyhow, this just goes to show you that even though something may look absolutely delicious, the truth is in the tasting. It's way too bitter. So, okay, I didn't do Nespresso this morning, but I did coffee. I guess I could try this using a couple of tablespoons of like espresso. From what I understand, it just, it doesn't come out strong enough to be able to flavor a glass of milk. But maybe it would whip up. I don't know, maybe I'll try that. But the thing is, I don't want 100 calories. I prefer to chew my calories. The creaminess and the sugariness of this is calling me. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make myself a latte, and I am going to pour this stuff down the sink because I've got this sugar thing where I could very easily convince myself that, yeah, I want to drink the whole thing. One more sip. Okay, listen, I'm going to pour it down the sink in your sight so that, kind of hold myself accountable. Okay, I splashed it all over. All right, and this is going to, all right, so I don't have a temptation. Oh, it's really thick. So, I thought the reason I was going to wait and tell you about the coffee as I was whipping it up is because all these people I saw, do it on the internet, it took them like 4 to 5 minutes. But I guess that this hand blender thing, here, let me show you the box. Oh, here, I'll show you the instructions. I'll turn it around. This thing, it really works fast. So golly, I'm going to use this thing for other stuff. I thought I was going to be standing there having it talk for like 4 or 5 minutes till the thing whipped up, but you saw how fast it went. Okay, this goes to the washer. Well, listen, I hope that this was, interesting, educational, entertaining. And if you've got like a sugar addiction, if you're the kind of person who you taste something sweet and you want to have more, even if it makes you sick, you want to have more, don't try this. Because the sugariness of it, I can still taste it a little on my lips, but it's not worth it. Well, unless you're used to drinking, the kind of stuff you get in coffee shops that's 300, 400, 500 calories or more. Well, then go for this at home. You're probably saving yourself some calories this way. Anyhow, good morning, Susan, Gloria, Shannon. Can't see the other names, but if you're watching, thanks for joining me. I made Dalgona Coffee, or Cafe Dalgona, and explained a little bit about it, tasted it, and then for my own safety, poured it down the sink. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm going to make a latte now.